In the lush tropical realms of Central and South America, a tiny pollinator dances through the air, its wings carrying the essence of its surroundings, the Euglossa Dilemma. Join us as we embark on an exploration into the intricate world of this enchanting orchid bee, delving into exploring its evolutionary history, ecological significance, and the challenges it confronts. Among the most important pollinators in the New World tropics are the beautifully diverse orchid bees. Over 200 species of Euglossa inhabit Central and South America. Their metallic bodies co-evolved over millennia alongside dazzling orchid flowers. Yet one species, Euglossa Dilemma, faces great uncertainty moving forward due to extensive habitat loss compounded by climate change. Restricted solely to remnants of coastal dry forest in northwest Peru, this solitary rainforest bee signifies the plight of overlooked pollinators across the globe, including small mammals, birds, butterflies, and thousands more. As anchors underpinning healthy ecosystems, their fates directly impact humanity's future. Evolutionary History. Orchid bees constitute a monophyletic lineage within the large apid tribe Euglossini, diversifying extensively across the neotropics in tandem with the flowering of orchid diversity following the Andes uplift some 15 million years ago. Molecular evidence suggests the common ancestor of modern orchid bees existed around 60 million years in the past. Since then, cyclical contracting and expanding rainforest boundaries during wetter and drier Pleistocene periods led different Euglossine lineages to speciate in allopatry across Central and South America. Current data proposes Euglossa Dilemma likely diverged roughly 2 million years ago as drying cycles fragmented its ancestral range into isolated pockets. Over time, populations accumulated sufficient genetic and phenotypic changes prohibiting successful mating upon secondary contact, thereby designating Euglossa Dilemma evolutionarily distinct under the phylogenetic species concept framework. Morphological Description. Euglossa Dilemma exhibits physical traits typical within its genus of large-bodied, robust carpenter bees including occipital spines, a metallic integument, and long, flexible proboscides adapted for nectar feeding. Males grow larger than females, attaining body lengths between 18 to 20 millimeters not counting appendages. They can be readily distinguished by bright metallic blue-green heads, a violet thorax, and teal abdomen sectioned by distinct ivory bands. Like other orchid bees possessing type 3 base tibial perfume storage organs, males sequester aromatic compounds from floral and sap sources into tibial pouches to manufacture pheromone cocktails. Females meanwhile display primarily black coloration except for faint blue sections towards the rear. Structural adaptations like elongated forelegs outfitted with specialized combs allow females to accumulate pollen provisions in concave hind corbiculae to nurture developing larvae. Both sexes showcase an elongated proboscis that can exceed pupil length when retracted beneath the head capsule while not feeding. Ecology. Euglossa Dilemma serves as a solitary rainforest pollinator associating directly with at least 18 orchid species along with bromeliads, gingers, and bananas across coastal dry forests of extreme northwestern Peru where annual rainfall averages just 15 inches. By transferring pollen grains across botanical genera, they facilitate cross-pollination, enabling genetic recombination vital for tropical forest regeneration following seasonal ENSO impacts. In collecting orchid floral compounds, nesting materials like resins, and triggering pollen release, dilemma males also promote plant reproductive success. Their abstention from consuming actual orchid tissue further enhances this mutualism. Adult bees feed primarily from nectar but also tree wounds, fruit, and some pollen sources rich in proteins and fat deposits used for energy reserves and routine flights across territories reaching nearly 2 square miles for males. Scent compound collection by males has additionally been documented from fungi and frog secretions used in courtship rituals where pheromone releases stimulate visiting females, though the precise chemical makeup of dilemma pheromones has yet to be characterized. Documented predators include spider species that occasionally track males to mating congregation tree sites. Development from egg to adult spans roughly 50 days, including a 3-week pupal metamorphic stage. Adult lifespans average around 130 days. Habitat and behavior. Classified as xerophilic given evolutionary adaptations to more arid, drought-prone climates, dilemma specimens have only been verified across 2 semi-deciduous forest sites in coastal Lambayeque, the Ecological Reserve of Chapari and Bosque de Ponte la Viuda, spanning just 45 and 62 acres respectively. Records also indicate possible dilemma presence within the much larger 6,700-acre Laquapampa Wildlife Refuge in bordering Piura, though surveys are still needed to confirm occupation. Within these habitats, bees seem to prefer lower-density forest areas with ample small tree stumps, dead logs, bromeliads and loose bark providing nesting substrate. The orchid bees display predominantly solitary behavior aside from male aggregations that form temporarily at specific sunlit gathering points where dozens may collect to await newly emerged females. Early morning following nest emergence, males engage in elaborate displays where pheromone releases and zigzagging flight patterns attract investor females who select mates based on the quality and quantity of his perfume stores, signaling fitness. Mating proceeds with the male climbing atop the female's thorax to transfer a spheroid spermatophore capsule. Post-copulation, lifelong mates remain separated, the female now searching for suitable arboreal cavities often several feet off the ground, which she will provision with mixture of flowed nectar and pollen, then lay a single fertilized egg atop to self-provision. She guards this initial cell for several days before repeating the nest-building process up to a dozen times until her lifetime egg count nears 80 to 100 offspring. Conclusion. With habitat range spanning just over 100 square miles at greatest extent, Euglossa Dilemma ranks among South America's most threatened orchid bees. While population sizes remain unquantified, ongoing habitat destruction for small-scale agriculture matched with this species' demonstrated habitat specificity and restricted range signifies inherent vulnerability even without complete ethological knowledge. Further imminent pressures linked to regional drying and flowering phenology shifts from intensifying El Niño climate cycles place Dilemma at risk of sliding beyond the brink over coming years if conservation action is not taken swiftly. Needed steps include formal habitat protections encompassing known occupied forest stands plus identified biological corridors to encourage bee movements between patches. Expanding targeted surveys must also continue exploration across buffering protected areas to identify potentially unknown populations. Most critically, however, permanent preserve lands require management infrastructure to uphold protection in perpetuity while supporting communities to participate in and benefit from question overflow.